At Joyce, a bath remodel brought us to Walter, but what we discovered was a story. This Veterans Day, Walter Warner isn't just a customer. He's a life of service we're honored to celebrate.
This is a ring, a big ring in bronze. You can see it. And it says, Staff Sergeant Walter Warner, USMC, Korean War veteran, Chosun Reservoir, 1st Marine Division. And that was given to me by my 4 guys. And everything moved so fast when the Korean War started. I didn't have time for adjustments. In fact, I went to Korea. I was 19 when I sailed for Korea. I was in my 2nd year at Kent State University. I was on football scholarship, and they took me right out of Kent, and I went in the Marine Corps instead of the Army. It was easy for me because I was already played football for almost 6 years, high school football and college football, so I was in damn good shape. I got through boot camp easy. I had no problem at all. The minute I got out of boot camp, I never got boot leave. I went right straight to California on a train. So I was only there a short time then while we were in Korea. In fact, my girlfriend came out. We were married in San Diego by a Navy chaplain. So we had a week together before I sailed. She went to the boat dock with me while I boarded the ship to go to Korea. The hardest thing in my whole life. So I was with the first Marines that landed in Korea at Incheon. I was at that right age. Those are all my medals. And that's my Bronze Star with V for Valor. That's my Purple Heart. That's my 4 battle stars. I was in 4 major battles in Korea. That's what pretty much was happened. I was in probably pretty much most. I was at Heartbreak Ridge, Bloody Ridge. I was at the Punch Bowl, the Iron Triangle. I was in all those places because I was one of the first ones in Korea from Incheon. I landed in 1950, and I was there almost to the end. In fact, when we had to retreat out of the reservoir along the bad roads, why, I was laying in a truck wounded. So I was pretty much there in the Marine Corps for most of it. These are in the medals, and the ears are in the ribbons. That's all. That's my shooting medals. I shot sharpshooter with the rifle, and I shot a sharpshooter with the pistol. And that's the 11th Marines, the cannon cockers. This is actual photograph of the Chosun Reservoir. None of us expected to get out, really. I didn't expect to get out. But I came straight home to a hospital, and I spent a couple of years there because I took a hand grenade in the back and a bullet through here. The hand grenade back did the worst damage because I couldn't walk. When I got out of Naval Hospital, my grandfather looked at me because I couldn't get a job right away, so my grandfather said, "Why don't you go build your house?" So I built this house myself. That was my therapy. And then I worked with my grandpa my first year after I built the house. And then I went and finished my college. So I went back to school and got a degree in mechanical engineering. Got a small job at a plant called Cleveland Electronics. I worked there for a couple of years. And one day this guy came out in a plant and said that we'd like you to come with us. I says, "Oh, what do you mean?" He said, "We just bought this company." And I says, "You'll never hire me." He said, "Why?" I said, "Because I have chronic PTSD." He says, "Korea?" I says, "Yes." He says, "Where were you at?" I says, "I landed in Incheon in 1950. Then he has said, "You had to be in some of the tough ones then, weren't you?" I says, "Yeah, I guess I was." He says, "You're hired." I found out this guy was in the first wave at Tarawa as a lieutenant. I would have never got the job if it weren't for him. So I worked for United Tech until I retired. I was proud to serve my country. I did it well. I put my heart in anything I've ever done. I put my heart into.